Back here on SportsLine on News Channel 5+, Jon Burton with you as we cross the bottom of the hour with you until the top of the hour. Your phone calls are always welcome, 615-737-7767. No guests today, so your phone calls, anything you want to talk about in terms of Titans, Vols, Commodores, Preds, anything going on. It is fair game tonight here on SportsLine. We continue to talk about the Titans as they are going through joint practices with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here in Nashville over at St. Thomas Sports Park. And an interesting day for Kevin Byard, the all-pro safety for the Tennessee Titans, former Middle Tennessee State star. You know, whenever he takes the podium to meet with the media this summer, something has happened. Last time he was there, of course, the folks at Middle Tennessee State came out to announce that they were retiring his collegiate jersey later on this fall. At a game September 30th against Texas San Antonio. So Kevin Byard's Middle Tennessee State jersey will be retired. And then, of course, today is Kevin Byard's birthday. He celebrated by meeting with us at the podium after practice. And as you'll see, he got a very, very special birthday surprise. Here's Kevin Byard.
Kevin, Logan on the other side, do you get a chance to talk to him real quick before or anytime today?
No, absolutely, man. Obviously, Logan's my guy. We trained a little bit last offseason down in Tampa. I went down there, trained with him for a couple of days. Like I said, man, when Logan came in, that was my second year. He was obviously brought in. You know, he was the highest paid guy in the room. He was our leader at the time. And I learned a lot from Logan, just his work ethic, just being the leader in the meeting rooms and doing all the little things. So I learned a lot from him. So obviously we chopped it up for a while over there on the sideline, just talking about, you know, old ball, old things we used to do. But it's good to see him out there.
You competed against Julio, obviously, a lot last year. What was it like competing against him today? Did you get a chance to talk to him?
Yeah, I did, man. Obviously, he made a couple plays. He made a play in the 2-minute over there. But obviously, you know, future Hall of Famer, anytime that any of our corners, Caleb, Roger, they can line up against him. I just talk to him like, hey, this is what it's going to be every single week. I mean, it's a future Hall of Famer, so it's a good guy to kind of, I wouldn't say compare yourself against, but, you know, it's the type of receivers you're going to see week in and week out when you're facing those number ones. So obviously it was good to see him out there healthy and going out there practicing, going hard.
How does Tampa's personnel kind of present a different challenge for you guys, even though you guys played Tampa before? But what they do kind of challenge you guys for what you guys bring out there on the field?
I mean, it's kind of tough to say, honestly, because, you know, a lot of the guys are out. Mike Evans didn't practice, Russell Gage, Chris Godwin. So we really wasn't having a real opportunity to face their number ones. And obviously Tom wasn't out there. They had some guys. I think Giovanni Bernard was a really good running back out the backfield. So it's kind of tough to gauge that. I honestly felt like our defense went out there and we set the tempo. We set the tone today. I feel like we had some really good plays. I mean, they had some plays as well, but for the most part, I felt like we was pretty dominant. We got to watch the film, but really like how we looked out there on defense.
Knowing how much the intensity was turned up, how were you guys in the backfield from a communication standpoint? How were you able to maintain that?
I mean, I think we was locked in today, honestly. I mean, we kind of knew with those guys being out, they was going to come out in some different personnel. They came out there, 3 tight ends, 2 receivers. They came out there one time, two tight ends, 3 receivers and stuff like that. So we kind of just knew our communication had to be on point. I think it was really good today. Obviously, still had to watch the film. There was still a couple of plays that we was a little shaky or whatever. But like I said, I think we was on point on the back end. And obviously, I think the front 7 set the tone a lot today.
Even though they didn't have, you know, Evans and Godwin, they still had some smaller guys.
For sure.
Going against the Titans receivers.
Exactly.
Generally bigger guys. How was that?
Happy birthday!
Travels fast, KB, bud.
Dang. Hey, I spoke too soon. At least he didn't give me my eyes, though, so we good. Y'all don't need to record this no more because I probably look crazy. But no, honestly, obviously they had, Scotty Miller. Yeah, I know, right? Scotty Miller, number 1, Darden are real good speed guys. So anytime I see those guys in the game personnel-wise, I kind of they want to stretch the field a little bit. So, but like I said, knowing their personnel, know the kind of guys that they have, is definitely a little bit different because, like I said, we're used to more big, physical receivers, and appreciate it. And they had some short, shifty, fast guys. So, like I said, it was good, really good work today. We'll get some red zone work tomorrow, so we're going to be excited for that as well.
Some of the younger DBs today, just their kind of first time out there in joints.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think we just claimed Lonnie Johnson, and he got a pick on the first day. So we, you know, good to have him out here. I know he was a really made some plays out there in Houston as well, so we're good to have him. Honestly, and I talked to some of the younger safeties that's been here, AC, Adrian Colbert. Our defense is real complex, so it is kind of tough coming in middle of training camp. Not really all the installs are pretty much in. So I think they've been doing a really good job day in, day out, just trying to learn the defense, trying to pick things up. Amani was back out here today, so it was good to have him as well. But I think as a whole, as our defensive group, as complex as this defense is, some of the young guys, I think they have done a great job of understanding just the details of the defense. There's always things we're going to continue to work on, but overall, especially how it's been in previous years, I think the communication, the details, I think it's been pretty spot on.
When you come off a day like today and you said you felt like the defense was on point for the most part and did the job, and you go watch the film, does it usually validate what you feel like coming off the field, or sometimes does it disappoint you?
No, honestly, I wouldn't say it disappoints, but sometimes, and I always say this, usually it's never as good as you think, and it's never as bad as you think as well. So I definitely felt like the energy was great. Just looking at some of the plays, I think that we really dominated. But honestly, I think that should be the expectation. It shouldn't be like we should be surprised or anything like that. That should be what we want to do every single day. But obviously, like I said, they had some plays. They made some plays. They kind of made some plays in that 2 minute as well. So, but overall, I feel like the sense come out the field, we feel really good about how we competed today.
One of the leaders on the defense, how do you make sure that you stack today on tomorrow and come back out with the same, if not better?
I mean, just preach it when we get back into our meetings that, hey, we watched the film, we corrected some things, but overall it was a good day. We have to continue to stack days because, you can play good one week and then, wet the bed the next week, and that's not what you want to do in this NFL or in this league. So, like I said, it's good to come up here against Tampa to play practice against those guys, but after reviewing the film, if guys made a great play, hey, we have to continue to build on that. I know, previous practice, Caleb had a really good practice. He had some PBUs out there, and I told him coming out here today, hey, let's stack days. Let's continue to stack those things. So it's something that we're always going to preach and preach. It's going to be guys who's going to, have up and down days here and there, but you want to have more good days than bad days.
So Mike said that Caleb had a good day yesterday, didn't really like his day-to-day.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of that, of him not being able to stack that with the competition today?
Yeah, he had a play in the 2 minute against Julio Jones. That's what it's going to be. And I think it's a good learning experience for him to understand that, hey, sometimes you're going to against guys during practice. Some guys may be out or whatever. And I'm not necessarily saying lesser competition, but you're talking about a future Hall of Fame receivers. We don't go up against those guys every single day in practice. So just to understand that that's how locked in you got to be every single day. The competition and your competitiveness has to be, on 10 all time. So, but like I said, I got to watch the film. I think he made some good plays, but, it may have been a little up and down. But I would hate to try to judge performance based upon a couple plays that I've seen, because if I watch the film, there's a couple times where he could have had a guy locked up and they just didn't throw the ball his side. So the life of a cornerback is tough. They only judge you off the times they throw you the ball, or throw the ball to you versus, you could have, 6, 7 good plays and then they catch the ball one play and it's like, okay, he had a bad day. So, like I said, we'll watch the film. I think he's been doing well, though.
About Chris on the other side, he had a solid day today, and he's been stacking them. What are your thoughts on what he's been able to do?
Yeah, I talked about it, I think a couple times or a few times ago when I was on the podium, that I think Christian's going to be a real good X factor for us, and he has to be an X factor for us. And I told him that you have to come out here every single day and set the tone. You're the oldest guy in the cornerback room, so you have to be the leader of that group and make sure that every single day you're bringing the energy. You're super competitive. He has some good pass breakups over there in the 2 minute or whatever. But like I said, he's been having really good days. He's been having a really good camp, and I'm looking forward to him during the season.
You've seen him get a lot of people over the years. What does it feel like to finally get God, and how did he do?
It wasn't that bad. I don't think he did that well. Just judging it, I didn't get nothing in my eyes. I didn't see him do shaving cream on guys. I think he got braids one time, all in the eyes or whatever. So as long as my eyes not burning, I can deal. I'm about to go jump in the shower and I'll forget all about it.
Do you have carte blanche to do that, man? Is there no repercussions or what?
Nah, man, we don't mess with Ben. Ben is a wild guy. When you talk about in the locker room, I got some stories about this guy, but he's crazy, crazy guy. But nah, man, Ben, he's the wily vet here, man. He just pretty much does what he want to do, and it's kind of like a tradition. So, honestly, I didn't see it coming at all. I was like, I usually have good peripheral vision, and he kind of snuck me. So, good for him. Exactly. So, I don't want any more surprises. I don't know. I might be good for the rest of the offseason. All right.
Kevin Byard getting a special birthday surprise from Ben Jones. Got the little baby powder treatment there. And, of course, on Sunday, it was Mike Vrabel's birthday, and Jones got the coach pretty good with some shaving cream and some baby powder and some water, I believe. So all things considered, Kevin Byard got off pretty easy, but certainly waxing poetic about his day and his defense's day today against the Buccaneers at Titans practice. All right, we come back. We're going to switch gears and talk a little college football. You're going to hear from one of the assistant coaches at the University of Tennessee as the Vols get ready to open their season right around the corner. Stay with us here on SportsLine.